जय शंकर हर हर शंकर जय जय शंकर हर हर शंकर।
ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरिः ओम। अपार करुणा सिंधुम ज्ञानदं शांतरूपिणं श्री चंद्रशेखर गुरुं प्रणमामि मुदान्वहम्। श्री गुरुचरणारविन्दाभ्यां नमः। Voice of God, Deivathin Kural, first volume, chapter 2, Advaitam, and today's topic number 14, the way to ease the burden of sorrow. All of us should endeavor to attain the true knowledge about Brahman. What exactly is this knowledge? It is that there is nothing other than the Brahman. It is the one which appears as these many things. If the mind is continuously after these several appearances, sorrow, inequality between high and the low, and resultant problems will keep coming up. If the mind is turned away from these several appearances and begins to know the one thing which is the cause of all these, thoughts will not wander about and there will be cessation of worries. When there is only one thing, where is the scope for sorrow or inequality? Permanent happiness can be gained in that very state. It is this state which we call jnanam. In worldly life too, happiness looks like being gained, but it does not endure. How can we make permanent happiness that is gained from the external? What comes from the external, not being subject to our control, will slip away from us. Along with it, the happiness obtained from it will also vanish. Thus, it is that what is happiness at one moment vanishes the next moment. When the branches of a tree thick with foliage oscillate, sunlight peeps through the gaps that are formed, and the next moment the light is blocked by the same foliage. In the same manner, in the midst of the sorrows of the world, a little happiness peeps in and vanishes. Permanent happiness is the realization of the one which is the cause of the world. In worldly life, all people are bound to suffer in innumerable ways. One may think that those who are rich and those in higher position are happy. With such a thought, they may try to acquire wealth and position. But if the rich and the highly placed are asked, it will be known what problems they have. We are sitting on a low platform. If we fall, we may suffer a slight scratch. The rich and the men of status are sitting on the top floor. If they fall, they will suffer a severe fracture and it may even be fatal. Even when one has wealth or status, in between the happiness gained from them, the anxiety that he should not lose his wealth or status is much more than the happiness gained. This is why no one in this world says that he is happy. One who thinks that he is the most intelligent, most honest, most beautiful, etc., also thinks that he has the most suffering. Sorrow is born with us. By our deeds in the previous birth, that is the Purva Karma, we had already sown the seeds for these sorrows. There is no escape from this. But there is a way to bear the sorrows resulting from the deeds of previous birth and remain peaceful. There is a way to avoid accumulating a fresh load of karmas and paving the way for sorrow in the future. That way is jnana, which has been referred to earlier. When due to mental derangement, one loses feelings as if being inanimate, sorrow is not felt. The sorrow of the mentally deranged does not take roots and stay. But in that state, there is no permanent happiness either. In sleep, no sorrow is felt, but there is no awareness in sleep that we are happy. It is only the jnani who is always awake and permanently happy. Not that his body will not experience discomfort, but in his mind there will be no sorrow. The external discomfort does not affect his inner being. When we draw water from a well, we do not feel the load of the pot filled with water as long as it is under the water. But when the pot comes to the surface of the well water, the weight of the pot is felt. Huge trees which cannot be moved used to be only moved by the force of flood water. In the same way, we should immerse all our sorrows in the water that is jnana, even then the cause of sorrow will remain, but like the pot which when pulled through the water is light, the sorrow will become very light. Voice of God will continue. Pradosha Shankara, Pratyaksha Shankara. Tennarudiya Periyava Potri, Ennattavakkum Iraiva Potri, Sarvajna Sarvavyapi Periyava Sharanam, Mayapirapparakkum Mahaperiyavadi Potri.